Welcome back to Favor Farms. I'm out here. It's a beautiful evening. I think it's after maybe 6 o'clock. And I'm just out on the front porch. I just finished kind of walking around the land and looking over some things and making some plans. And it occurred to me that I wanted to come on my front porch and have a little, front porch chit chat with anyone who's willing to listen. One of the things that I want to talk about is, or a question I want to ask, what are you doing to prepare yourself for all of the things that are going on in the world today? We know we're in the middle of a pandemic, and there's so many things, other additional things that are happening almost daily. And so, with that in mind, we have to really sit down and think. And when I say think, I mean think and plan. What are you doing to secure your food, to secure your own food? You know, most of the time I'm talking about growing or seeds or things like that. Everything always leads back to food, right? And so one of the things that I am, really thinking about these days is, again, food security. And I'm wondering how many people are just going on with life like everything is normal and everything is wonderful, instead of really thinking and considering where you are, asking yourself questions. Do I have food stored up? Do I have water, extra water stored up? Am I growing anything? Is it anything about my life that is helping me to be self sufficient? And when I say that, I know everybody is in different phases and I know we're in different places, but everybody needs to eat, right? And so when you think about that, ask yourself, if anything ever happened and the grocery store was shut down or you couldn't get gas or anything like that, what do you have on hand to secure food for yourself and your family, or just yourself if it's you? And one of the things that I thought about was the fact that, we're kind of in the middle of spring going into summer. And a couple of people have said, I just haven't had time to put some seeds in the ground. I just didn't do it. And I feel like since I missed that time, I won't be able to do it. Well, that's not true. If you are diligent, you can still do that. It is not too late to get some dirt and to plant a seed in the dirt and start to grow your own food. However, there's another alternative, and that's what I want to talk about. There are some people that planned and started, like myself, all the way back in February and in March, and we started seeds or seedlings in the house. People have greenhouses, and people started planting and now have seedlings or almost have food. And so what you can do, you can call some of your local stores, those places where you get lumber and all of that. Nobody's paying me, so I'm not advertising for anyone. You can call those places. They always have seedlings, meaning you can get lettuce that's already started. You can get a tomato plant where you have little teeny tomatoes that small that are already coming up. There are options so that if you did not actually physically put your seed in the ground, you can go and you can buy it. You have to pay a little more because somebody already did the work for you, but it's better than nothing. And so you can call those places. You can call your local farmers. Just use that Google. You know how we Google everything. Google local farmers, local places like that do landscaping. A lot of those places also sell food in addition to plants and trees. You can call any of those other places that sell seeds or food and hay for horses. All of those types of places you can call. There are so many places that you can call that already have seedlings. That means you can bring a plant home this big, and you can get yourself a big pot and some dirt, and the hard work, well, I won't even say hard work. The initial work is already done. Get yourself a pot and some dirt. You take the seedling, put it in a bigger pot, and you can put it on your porch. You can put it on your deck. You can put it on your patio. You can put it near your window as long as you have a window that faces the sun, which is usually the south. Or you can go ahead and stick it in your backyard. Whatever it is, again, it's not too late. If you did not put seeds in the ground, it's not too late to do that. If by chance you just are like, you know what? Oh, I just can't seem to get this together. Fine. Pay a little bit of extra money. Plants and seedlings are not terribly expensive. You can get them already started, already in a nice little home where the dirt and the roots are already good and strong. And all you have to do is, again, find a bigger container, a pot. I think I've done videos on that, all the different ways that outside of if you have large, areas that you can grow in your containers, and you just get some additional dirt, make a bigger hole to put the whole, ball. We call it a root ball. That means the root is in that particular little planter, which is usually a little starter planter, no more bigger than that. And then you just stick the whole thing right into your hole and cover it up and water it. It can't get any easier than that. And so for those of you who did not plant the seeds in the ground, I'm just saying it again, because we have to say things 100 times to get it. You can go, or you can Google lumber places, feed places like where you buy hay, garden centers. You can call people that sell trees. You can look to your local farmers market. You can contact a local farmer, and maybe even some of your relatives. Call up some of them cousins and auntie and them, and see if they have seedlings for you that you can bring home. Either way, you just have to take some responsibility and make it happen for yourself, because I'm not predicting anything, but if we all are looking and thinking, you can be able to figure out some things, right? And one of the things that you need to figure out is you need to be prepared. So in the event you are not able to leave or buy a bunch of food, you need to at least have some growing in your house, growing on your patio, on your balcony, on your deck, wherever it is that you can allot space. Something as simple as lettuce and tomatoes. You can at least have a salad. I mean, come on, right? You can get yourself a variety of lettuces. You can get yourself a variety of tomatoes. What else can you get that's quick and easy? Those are the two things that come to my mind first in terms of just starting out and getting something that's already in the making, already got a good strong root system, already popping up and popping out. All you have to do is bring it home, put it in a bigger planter, and voila, ta-da, there you have food. And so that's what I wanted to jump on here on what I will call this little front porch chat, just to tell you that if you didn't get that seed in the ground, it's not too late. And for those who are really industrious, it's still not too late to go get yourself a bag of potting soil or seed starter, get some pots, or either recycle something you already have. Just make sure you have drainage holes in the bottom, because you have to have somewhere for the water to drain out. If by chance you just don't, it'll be a little more work. But if you have a container, you just don't have something to put holes in it, get yourself some rocks. Put them in the bottom, a nice layer about that thick, and then the water will drain through the rocks, okay? And then go ahead and put your soil on top. Get yourself some seeds in that ground so you can have some food for the future. For those who have some form of land that is yours, consider getting fruit trees. They're not something that pop up overnight, and it may take a year or two for you to actually get fruit. We have fruit trees, and some of them have taken 3 or 4 years. We have some fruit trees that just took 2. Either way, it's an investment. You don't have to do a lot to fruit trees, but you do have to do something. You have to fertilize them. Naturally, you would have to water them. Primarily, you're looking at an investment that will give you a return for the rest of your life. If you plant one fruit tree, apples, peaches, pears, whatever, that one tree that you plant one time will give you a forever investment. And let me tell you something else. This is shocking, but I've learned this. If you buy a fruit tree and they come in big planters, you don't even have to take them out. I promise you, we've done it. We have fruit trees that we still have in the big black planters. The planters aren't attractive, but nobody cares about that. Your trees will grow. Now, of course, they're not going to grow all the way up as a regular big tree, but that's not what you're looking for. Right now, you're looking for something just to get started, okay? I'm trying to think what else I want to say. Something else you can consider that you may be able to do indoors in front of a nice window is strawberry plants. Those you can kind of hang up and they hang over a planter, and you can have yourself some fresh fruit. There's another thing called a grow tower. I don't have one. I've never used it, but I know people who have them, and they are something that you can grow inside your house. Like if you have some space, you can look that up yourself. They're called grow towers, or maybe they're called indoor grow towers or something. You can grow them indoor. You can use them indoors or outdoors. I just know that if you're just a person, like if you're in a condo and you just have nothing, not even a balcony, you can buy yourself a grow tower and you can grow food, like real food, strawberries, lettuce. What else have I seen? Broccoli, a bunch of stuff in this grow tower. They're not cheap. However, neither is starvation, right? At least you can have something going on. So again, I just encourage you, it is not too late. Get yourself some seeds in the ground, or get somewhere and get yourself some seedlings. Think. Look at what's going on around you. Prepare yourself. Fortify your home. Get that extra water that you need and store it. Anything else that you can think of that you need, or that you and your family need, or your friends need, get it done. This is not the time to be complacent. This is not the time to think that somebody's going to come save you. This is the time you better think about, how am I going to plan to save myself? Another thing you can do, I just thought about this, is, and I mentioned it briefly, check around with your family. See if there are people that in your family or close friends that you may not even know that they're growing food, and they may have seedlings, or they may have extra. They may be able to give you cuttings off of something. You just need to check around and explore your options instead of just sitting and waiting for someone to rescue you, or waiting for something to happen. I love to hear your comments and hear you think about, hear that you're thinking about what I'm saying. And also share a comment if it's something that you're doing that I did mention that you can share with someone else. Please put it in the comments, because we can all help each other. We know everybody doesn't have acres and acres on top of acres of land to grow food, but we all have something. And sometimes you just have to work with what you have until you get more of what you need, so you can get what you gotta get. And I just kind of made that up, but it makes sense. You get what I'm saying. You have to work right with what you have. On top of that, you have to make an investment. We're getting stimulus money and this money. What are you doing with that money? Right? Are you thinking about food? Are you thinking about water? Are you thinking about extra soap? Are you thinking about those things versus running out and getting another TV, another pair of tennis shoes? What are the other frivolous things that we purchase? Eating out extra. Just putting that money right back into someone else's hands instead of investing in your own future. I wish I had said something about this earlier with the first wave of stimulus, but I was busy trying to get my seeds in the ground and get my soil, because nothing happens for you for free. You better make it happen for yourself. And if you happen to get a little help and you've already paid your rent and those things, And you can take that money and you can reinvest in some dirt and some planters and some seedlings and some seed. You better do that, because no, you can't eat shoes, you can't eat another TV, you can't eat upgraded cable, you can't eat a new phone. All of those things that we waste our money on, and then we say, well, growing food, that costs too much, that takes too much time. Well, I'm going to leave that right there. I'm not even going to say some of the things that popped in my head to say, because what? I had to think. Anyway, I hope that this video has been valuable. I hope that it will make us think. That's something that we've got to do. We've got to think. We have to look around at what's going on. And then you got to think, and you have to plan and be prepared, because we really don't know what's going to happen next, right? But you don't want to be a sitting duck. You want to be able to at least feed yourself at the lowest level of self-sustainability. Self-sustainability. Let me try that again. You need to be able to feed yourself and feed your family. Even if that means we're going to eat lettuce and tomatoes, a couple of cucumbers, maybe some strawberries. At least we're going to eat. Every time you go to the grocery store, pick up a few extra cans. I know people say, well, canned foods, they aren't good for you. Well, it's canned foods maybe, or starvation. Weigh your options. You know, you can always rinse off canned foods. Just think. Talk to your family. Talk to your friends. See if you can cultivate relationships where you can help yourself. This is a time more than ever for us to stick together. And maybe not even stick together, but come together and then stick together. All right. So again, I hope this video has been helpful. Please give it a thumbs up, share and subscribe, and leave a comment below. I'd appreciate hearing your thoughts. And again, if you have any extra information that would be helpful to others, please do share it. Thank you again for watching, and we'll see you next time at Favor Farms.